So, all right, sick. This recording started. You want to get started then?
Yeah.
Or you want to wait a bit? Awesome.
Okay. All right, welcome everybody. We can almost do names. There's so few of us, so that's exciting. But I'm Trey. I'm the professional events director.
I'm Jonathan. I'm the infrastructure director.
Yeah. What? Okay, if you're first year, raise your hand. Oh, nice.
Yeah, let's go first years.
Second years, third years, fourth year. Nice. Okay, cool. Do any of you have a website already? Oh, that guy in the back. All right, weirdo. But glad you guys all came. So this is kind of the stuff we're gonna go through. The first part is gonna give you kind of an introduction to what you need to know and general aspects about having a personal website, and then we'll walk you through a demo on how you can set it up, and we hope you can kind of follow along on your computer. It should be pretty simple. It's all free. It's easy. And there's so few of you, we can, just kind of walk around and help you if you have any issues. Yeah, so we can just get started. The basic stuff that we're kind of assuming you already know is how to use GitHub and use Git, not at like an expert level, but just to clone a repository to your computer from online. We can help you if you don't, but we're kind of going to brush past that. Yeah, so we found a specific Git repository called vcard, which there's a link in the slides, or you can just Google GitHub vcard. And this repository basically gives you template files, and we'll show you how to use those and how to set up your website using these files. But there's lots of other repositories on GitHub. There's also just general websites from on Google that you can download other templates. So this isn't the only option, but it's just a good starting point. Okay. So we're going to be using something called GitHub Pages. This is just a feature of your repository where it takes your repo, which is like a collection of files, and it posts it online as a static web page. What that means is static web pages have some limitations compared to others, but considering this is just like a portfolio, it's not something that needs to be live in any sense. You'll push changes to it as you update your resume over time, and it should do the job pretty well. One downside of GitHub Pages is that your URL is going to say github.io and have your repo name, and that's not super like professional looking. But that's why that you can purchase domains online. So at the end of this workshop, we'll kind of talk a little bit about how you can purchase your own domain to make it look good to employers and just overall increase how it, make it look clean. So these are some other options. There's GoDaddy and Wix and Squarespace that you can kind of pay to have your whatever domain you want, assuming it's not already taken. But you can also try some free options, but they're not going to really be any better than the standard github.io URL. But that's kind of like a last step, like a polishing step once you have your website. When it comes to making your website, there's some things that you should really think about. The very first things are like, are you going to have one page? There's like those scrolly websites where you click the header and it'll scroll down to a section. And that's kind of if you don't have a lot of content, which is fine to start. And then you can also think about how much space you want to have. You want to think about the overall like feel, like the colors, the fonts, the pictures, all of that. And of course you need the content as well, whether that's like links to your projects or to your profiles like LinkedIn or any other, maybe you're an author on a blog or something like that. Yeah, so personal brand kind of branches on beyond the website, but they should all kind of link together how you present yourself on each of the platforms, whether that's LinkedIn or if you have business cards or things like that. This middle part is pretty important. So you want your website to be pretty professional, right? Like you're expecting recruiters to be the ones to look at this. You're not making this website for your friends. So we want to keep it pretty professional. It can still be pretty fun. Show your personality a little bit, because if they're going here, that means they're already a little interested in you and you want to kind of make yourself stand out. But don't use slang and don't post inappropriate things, just like you would on social media. Okay, so this top point is pretty key, and that's to have your website updated, because having someone look at your website and see maybe old projects, that's kind of like submitting a resume to a job with things from like freshman year of high school when you're a senior in college. It doesn't look great unless it's super relevant to the job. And so what I'm saying is, you want to keep your website just as updated as you do your resume. That can be a pain. So when you're setting this up and you're actually publishing this online, don't forget about it in the next couple of years, because people will still be able to find it. You can always take it down. So GitHub Pages, there's like the same spot where you set it up and hit go, you can also turn it off there. I've done that for some of my repos in the past that I maybe don't like. I've changed them, or I don't think they look good anymore, and I'll just take them down. But yeah, so that's a big thing, is as you're getting started with this, take it seriously and determine, oh, am I gonna like set up a big framework? Do I want this to be multiple pages and have like all these things going on? That's something you're gonna have to evolve over time with, or do you want it to just be something simple that you know you're gonna really work on? So that's kind of something to decide today. Maybe start simple and then branch out from there. And then also some things to think about are like the load time. So like how much stuff you put on your website, whether that's like videos, then that might make it take longer. Kind of you just test it out. GitHub Pages with this, the way we're implementing it, it should work pretty well. If you were to use a different provider, maybe not. It also depends, like when you use a domain, you're going through someone else's server. That could also determine how long it takes. Just some things to be aware. You don't want to be surprised when the first time you try and show it to someone that it doesn't work, right? Obviously, just test out your website. It's also fun to make QR codes and different links if you can. This last part, automating. There's different services with GitHub Pages. I would say there's not a lot of automating to do, because all you end up doing is you make changes to the files on your computer and then you push them, and that updates your website. But if you choose a different route, there's lots of different ways you can kind of automate the process. There's also other GitHub templates. There's that first one that was linked back a couple slides. Here, it's connected to your portfolio on GitHub and it would update automatically. That's kind of a fun way to do it. So that just kind of shows there's other options as well. Okay, so most of that was probably pretty straightforward, but this slide deck is kind of hopefully just going to be a good reference as you're going, so you don't forget something obvious. That's kind of our main job here, is to help you get set up and cover all the bases. And then this is kind of the overall guide of how it works. Is again, you're getting a template from either a repo or from a website online. You download the HTML, and then sometimes there's other files too. Then you're going to host it on GitHub Pages. You're going to edit it on your computer and commit and push those changes to GitHub, where it then updates your website. That'll just be something you have to do regularly, like I said before, and keep it professional. So that's kind of just the general idea of having a personal website. Does that all make sense? Yeah, okay. And then we can, I guess I'll talk about it now. Yeah, so after you do get everything all set up, these are kind of some more, I guess, advanced things you can think about that we're not really going to talk about today, but I just wanted to mention and throw up here that these are things you can do with a website, right? Like you can improve the SEO. So that's like how findable your website is. If someone Googles your name, is that going to be the first result or the 10th, etc. You can look at analytics. GitHub Pages does not have a lot of support for this, so it's not really an option. But if you want to try other methods, that's something to look at on who's looking at your website. And obviously, you're doing all this work to set up a website. You want to publish it on your other channels and make yourself seen. So that's kind of the next things to do after this. Okay, do you guys have any questions before we get started with setting it up? No? All right.
All right, nice. Boring slides are over. Demo time. Okay. So I'm just gonna go to that vCard GitHub. What's it called? Like vCard GitHub personal website. Yeah, there it is. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna clone the repository. I'm just gonna go through it right now. But it'd be pretty straightforward. Oops. It's not the so yeah. I'll just go back to my home directory right now, but make this a little bit bigger. So basically I'm just gonna put this in my documents. It doesn't really matter where you put it. So I'll just go into my documents folder right now. And you can kind of see the directory I'm in. I'm gonna clone it, git clone, and then I'm just gonna paste the link to the repository. This is also in the slides if you guys can't find it. Cloning it. And then I'm gonna cd into it, just changing my directory. And you kind of see the path up there. And here's the files that are inside it. So anyone need help at this stage? I can kind of walk around, check on you guys. I'll kind of just give this a minute to get us to the stage. Anyone have an error that says like git not found or anything like that? Okay, if your git's not, if it says like git not found inside your terminal, that's probably, are you on a Mac or a Windows? Mac? Okay, so for Mac, you need to install like the developer kit. For terminal, let me see if I can find that. Mac, terminal, developer tools. Oh, it's called like Xcode. So there's some instructions here if you're on Mac. I'll just move this to the side. Is Xcode? All right, I'll just walk around, kind of check up on you guys. If you are at this stage yet, please raise your hand. Just like where you have the repository cloned and everything like that, just so I know. Check up on. Repo? Wait. Yeah, it looks like you got it. How are you? You just had div. Okay, nice. Now you should just be able to run that previous command git clone or insert it in. And then the URL, that's right. On that, looks like it's cloned. Now you can cd into it, so it'll be cd space vcard. I think it's called it. You just type vcard and then press tab. Yeah, and then press enter. And if you do an ls, you should be able to see the files of it. Awesome. Okay. So that you good? Still playing the repo? So it looks like you're on a Windows computer. Do you have Git installed? Yeah. Do you have like Git bash or is it just Oh yeah, bash. So just double click that. Yeah, don't worry about that. You should come into this like workshop, not expecting really any skills, so we'll move slow. Don't worry about it. Yeah. So you're gonna do a git space clone. And then you have the URL of the repository. The code use and you can click that conflict, right? Go back to the terminal, do a space, paste it. It's you walk me through. Yeah, where you I don't know anything. Okay, so yes, I copied the paste. Oh, here's my next thing. Here we can change that. We can also delete this is the thing. And just basically open it, do git clone, and then that URL is over there. Are you good? Yeah, actually, yeah, websites. Okay, okay. Yeah. Oh. This doesn't look like personal website. That's. That's yours. Yeah. You guys get your this club? Yes, for a second. That should be fine, as long as you have Git installed, yeah. So with that, type in Git just to make sure you have it installed, Git. Yep, looks good, so you're just gonna do a Git space clone. Space, and then you're gonna copy this URL right back. Oh, you did, thanks. Great, awesome, cool. And that's all you're. Just type in PWD and then, you wouldn't be able to open it via Skype. So like type PWD and chat. Oh, you want to do the get the real one? Just gonna start. You can see users chat. And that is right there. That's awesome. Perfect. No, I'll get into that next step. All right, thank you. Yeah. How you doing? Okay, perfect. You have to do CD space card. And then you can do it. So that you try and then auto speak, you press enter and do an ls.
There's the web.
Awesome. You have all the files.
We get from like online developer. Where exactly online?
Yes, we're just so if we get, it looks like he doesn't have Git.
What else is
section tutorial? We got this.
Yeah, okay. Is that with
Oh, and it just deciding with Git.
we're in the 10 a.m.
The terminal is okay. Just type Git. Oh, you don't have it?
Yeah.
You're on Windows. Oh,
Yeah.
you have Git bash. Oh, I guess not. Just go to Chrome right now, or like a browser, just type in Git bash.
I think I'm in the 12.
And that'll be 2 words.
Yeah, we might be in that. Because we had to get, we're also in DSC 96. DSC 96. It's like a.
Yes, I think it's this one. Workshop in data science. And that should be a download. And it'll just keep that.
Yeah,
I'll give
I think we
you,
got
like,
12.
so you go through an installer. I think you can just pretty much use everything.
No, there's yeah.
Defaults, there, you're kind of stoked, so.
Okay, did you finish clubbing?
Yeah, he's good, he's good.
What color are you in?
Yes, and now.
Oh, are you in like the 8th housing building? Oh,
Yeah, pretty much everything.
Yeah,
if you, what's the use?
They say
It's just kind of does that nowadays, but it's just like it makes for like, it should be. Perfect. No, don't worry about it. So users. I'm more familiar with this Windows anyways. I really got that thing from a couple weeks back, so I like money was in there.
I see.
Where's the Windows? Where's the users?
Okay,
It's like super smart. It's like we just get from stuff.
Yeah.
So it's not surprising.
Yeah, well, key card, there you go.
These are the files in this.
And yeah, we'll open that in VS Code as well, so.
Okay. If you wanted to look at it, that's like the template you just got. Okay, thank you. And also note that like when you get clone, this folder now is connected to. Or no, it's not VS Code connected yet, sorry.
Yeah, sure.
We're going to connect it. Okay.
Okay. So now you're gonna get dash right now.
Thank you.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, right, and now you can call the request, we can just do git space clone. And then, yeah, you want to put the URL. The code on the big green code, and then we'll get the copy, just so that. Git. And then the space and then clone. And then each out here. Yeah, and then I'll get your last one, do a space, and then you'll do the URL. You'll just have to right click. Space. And I'll just clone it off. All right, looks like everyone's on the same page now. All right, I should have been a little bit more clear.
But yeah, this is kind of the starting point. Now we'll just open it in VS Code. Does everyone here have VS Code, or does anyone use something else to write their code in? Maybe like a Jupyter notebook. Awesome. I think we're good then. So if you do have the thing installed, you could just type in code dot inside the thing and it'll open it in VS Code. But not everyone has that. So I'll just go through the normal process. So here it is. This is VS Code. File. You're gonna open the folder, right? And then you're gonna go find that. So for Windows users, it'll probably be under C users, and then it'll be like right there, it'll be called like vcard personal website. For Mac, I put it inside documents. So it might be under documents. And then it'll be right there, like that vcard personal portfolio. And then I'll hit open. All right. So now I'm in VS Code. I want to install an extension called Live Server. And this will allow us to see what our page looks like before we upload it to GitHub. So here it is. It looks exactly like this. You'll just hit this, the blocks down here for extension. In the search bar, you'll type in Live Server, and then it'll be this exact one. I already have it installed, but once you install it, it'll add this bottom button called Go Live, and then we'll use that. Yeah. We have this room till 5:45 or 5:30.
Great question.
Question for Tarva.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah. You can put it.
I'm adding screenshots to the slides as we go, if you want to check that, to double check your following.
Is everyone good so far? Please raise a thumbs up if so I can see where you guys are at. Thumbs up, thumbs up. Awesome. Looks like we're all good. So if you just go back to the files, you click index.html, you should be able to see basically the raw structure of the page. That's what the HTML is. You can hit the go live button in the corner now, and this will bring up the website. So we see Richard Hanrick right here in his cool website that he made. We'll be modifying it. So we'll go back to VS Code. And this is basically where we kind of modify it to our use. So for example, right here, where it says Richard Hanrick, I'm just going to change my name to Jonathan Lowe. You guys can change it to your names as well. In terms of your title, you guys could put like data science student, or if you guys are working a current job, you could put that there. I'm just going to put infrastructure director or infra director right there. And as you scroll through, you should be able to see different areas where you should modify it to suit your own like sort of use case. So right here where it says like richard@example.com, I'll put jolo@ucsd.edu. And don't only put it inside these brackets right here. Make sure to also change it inside here, because this will actually change the link to your email. So instead of mail to richard@example.com, make sure to put mail to your email. And I'll be putting mail to jolo@ucsd.edu. All right, and then phone number. I'll put my phone number there. Going down, I'm just going to change my birthday over here. Right. So Sacramento, I'm gonna put La Jolla. Now, when you're done with whatever you want to update, you're gonna go ahead and save that. That'll be a Control S on Windows or a Command S on Mac. And that should save it to the HTML. Now, if you go back to the website, you should be able to see that it's updated to your own case. You can see it says Jonathan Lowe right there. It says Infra Director, has my UCSD email and my phone number there as well, right there. My birthday and location are also there. The picture is kind of like, I mean, that definitely doesn't look like me, so I'm gonna remove that. So I'll scroll to the top and try and find where that is. Oh, and you can see it's on my avatar.png right here. So instead of this, I'm just gonna remove it just because I don't, don't want that showing up. And it's gone now. Oops. I'm going back to VS Code. It'll be under avatar box. Just kind of backspace on that. Delete it, save the file, and don't have an avatar anymore. Now, there are tools to create your own sort of avatar and like pictures of yourself. You could actually add your own picture of yourself. So if I bring that back, Command Z, this image.source, this is just a file path. So you just add the image to this repository. You can kind of like click and drag it over or just kind of move it over using Finder or File Explorer for Windows. But yeah, and then you'll just put a reference link to that. So for this guy, it was under assets, images, my avatar, and you can see how that relates right here. Images, and there's a whole bunch of avatars right here. Whoa. Hey, maybe that looks a little bit more like me. All right, let's be cool down. But yeah. Now, if you take a look at the actual website right here, you can see there's a whole bunch of stuff that is probably not like your use case. For example, there's a blog thing right here. I don't know about you guys, but I don't really write blogs, so I'm gonna delete that. Also things like here, these testimonials. This is more like if you're like an independent contractor or whatever, and you're trying to do like contract work, and these testimonials are like what other people have said about you. Of course, if you want like to put your referrals on your personal website, you can just change testimonials to referral and then sort of like put whoever said it, which company you were working at, things like that. But yeah, testimonials, clients. I mean, I don't work for them, so I'm just going to delete that. So if I go down here, you can kind of see the testimonial text. Here's a testimonial item. I'm going to delete that and delete this as well. Another testimonial item. Okay, and here's the whole testimonial section. I'll just delete that. Now I'll save that and let's see how it looks. Yeah, so that entire section is gone now. Perfect. And looks like there's another clients thing. I don't have any clients. So I'll just delete that section as well.
Testimonial thing right up here.
Oh, no. It's right here. Yeah. So it used to be between clients and here, so now it's gone. And I also deleted clients. Awesome. Oh, and yeah, to delete blog, I'm just gonna Command F or Control F, blog. It looks like there's a whole blog page thing right here, but the easiest way to do that is just go to the top and delete this navbar item. This is basically where it shows up on the link. So like this thing right here, I deleted it, now it no longer says blog. So yeah, there are other things where you can click resume, portfolio, contact. You can kind of suit it to your needs, but for me, I don't really need to, modify any of that. You will want to change stuff like your resume. So if I could just Control F resume, there's a whole bunch of stuff down here that you should be able to modify. For example, like this University of School of Arts. I'll just say like UCSD. Let's go. 2020 to 2024. Some random text. I am infra director at UCSD DS3. And then if I save that, go to my resume, it should say update right there. Now, a tip I will say is that I wouldn't recommend putting your high school on your education just because a lot of places don't really view that as like sort of necessary information. you don't want to really waste their time by providing a lot of fluff and like things that kind of like, don't have a lot of meat to it. So just keep it simple, keep it very similar to your resume. And yeah. So like you can modify like what you're doing in here as well. And yeah, as well as the description. I think this description is probably the most important part. Something that you should like list here is sort of like who you are as a person. As Trey mentioned, they already are here because they're interested in you. Show a little bit of personality, but also keep it professional. Don't add too many like you know, don't say like, yo, I'm like Diamond in League or something like that, But yeah. All right. So like of course, I'm not gonna spend the entire time here that we have just updating the website to my personal needs. I'm gonna show you guys how to deploy this to the internet so other people can access it. So I'll keep it pretty straightforward right now. A lot of this information doesn't necessarily match me. But we'll move on to the next stage of pushing this to GitHub and getting GitHub pages set up. All right, so to do this, I'm gonna go to GitHub right here. And you guys should all have a GitHub account, hopefully. I'm gonna go to, actually, you can hit new right here. And I'm just gonna call this repository like personal dash website. Oh, perfect. You can give it a description saying like, oh, this is my personal website. It honestly doesn't really matter because I don't think people are gonna be looking through this. I would say don't add the README. Leave this add README unchecked, and keep it public as well. You don't need to add any git ignores or licenses either. So when you create the repository, it should take you to this screen here if you did it correctly. And it should be telling you to like, you need to initialize a repository, add this sort of thing. So I'm just going to go around, walk around, just show me that you have the screen up. If not, I can go and help you.
What were you supposed to check?
Oh, you just leave everything.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You look at that, create a repository. Awesome, perfect. You'll leave the everything was good. You just hit the create a repository. Awesome. Oh. Okay. Is that the repository? Okay. You got one, and then did you create your own? So you just want that GitHub icon. With new. Just name it like a personal website or whatever you want. Right. The description is fine, public, and leave that unchecked. Yep. And then you'll just hit create repository. Perfect. Now I want you guys to open up the terminal, or for Windows users, that'll be Git bash or whatever you guys use that has Git installed, the same way you installed or cloned the repository. So I'm pulling this up right here. Now I want to CD into this. Oh, by the way, CD means change directory. So I want to change directories into the project that I was working on. So I'm going to do an ls. I don't know where I am. Ls means list, like it just means list. But yeah, so I'm going to do CD, and that's changing directories into documents. That's where my website is. And then I'm going to type in vcard personal portfolio. And that shows up right there. And so I'm just going to hit enter. And then if I do an ls, I should be able to see the files that I made changes to. And so I'll just do clear, pwd ls. And so over here, you should be able to see that this is where mine is. It's under users, Jonathan, documents, vcard, personal portfolio. Yours might be different. It'll be probably C users, vcard, personal portfolio if it's on a Windows computer, or if you're on a Mac, it'll probably be somewhere near mine, like similar to mine. But yeah, let me know if you guys have trouble finding this. I'll just walk around and check up. Take screenshots. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you just see the initial like.
Oh, yours is Windows. So
Oh,
you
okay.
see users, so if you type a PWD right now, you can already see sorry, you can already see that you're under C users, your name.
Yeah.
And then if you just type in LS, you can list all the items in that card. You can probably see at the very bottom right there, it says B card personal portfolio. So you'll just type in CD space, and then you get the B card and press tab over. It'll auto complete it for you. Yeah, and hit enter. That's all you need to do.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. And then like security inside it. Yeah, you can see C users, B card personal. So yeah, you don't need to do anything for that one. Are you here?
Forgot everything. Forgot everything. Yes, maybe.
So do you have focus or get back in? And then you're gonna type CD space B card and just hit tab. Oh, it's not there. So just backspace everything. And then type in LS and just hit enter. Which one? And then downloads, from CD space download.
Oh, I moved it to the.
Oh,
Did I do that?
what-
Typing it
do
back.
you know where you moved it to? It's fine if you do. Is it like on your desktop? Oh, and your D drive? Okay, so actually for this, you can just like click the bar at the top, like on the white area, yeah. And just hit Control C, and then you can paste that CD space. Yeah, CD space, and then you can do a right click. And then you should hit enter, that should work, and then if you do an else now. You see a B card personal website, so it'll say CD space B card personal website. Just type in B card and then you can press tab over. Perfect. All right, I think we are all good.
Now the command line is pretty tricky, but you will be using it a lot. So it is good that you guys are getting some experience in here right now. So we're gonna follow the commands that GitHub gave us right here. It's basically gonna be the same thing, except we're skipping on this add readme step. So I'm just gonna type in git space init. And it should be saying reinitializing the existing Git repository, blah, blah, blah. But yeah. Now I'm gonna do a git add, and then a space, and then I'm gonna do a dot. Now this dot basically means add everything inside this repository. So now if I hit run that, it should say nothing. But now if I do a git status, you should be able to see what you modified. It should be the index.html. Now I'm gonna do a git space commit -m. And now this is your commit message. Honestly, it doesn't really matter, but I'm just gonna say feat, as in a feature, add personal website. And make sure this is in colons, or quotation marks, the two things like that. And hit enter. And it should say master, or if you're on a different system, main. But yeah, it should be like this. All right. And now here's the most important part. You're gonna copy these two commands right here, this git branch -m main and the git remote add origin and that URL. So copy that over and you should be able to paste that directly into the terminal. I'm just gonna hit paste, run that guy. Oh. Oops. Okay. Sorry. So if you followed me to this step, sorry, I made a mistake, but you're gonna need to remove the .git. Since we cloned it from someone else's repository, we need to transfer it to our own repository. So to do that, I'm just gonna do an RM. This means remove. I'm gonna do -rf. That means recursive and force. And then I'm gonna do .git. I'm gonna run that. Oops, I read that. And now everything should be reset. So we're basically starting back from square zero.
That was supposed to be done before the image.
Yes. So yeah, again, that'll just be an rm -rf .git. And that will remove the Git tracking files inside the repository. All right, perfect. Now we'll just basically run through the same steps again. I'm going to do a git init. I'm going to do a git add dot. And then I'm going to do a git commit -m. And then I'm going to have this message in colons. I'm going to do feat add personal website. And I hit enter on that. It should give you a whole stack trace now. And if you see this, you're in a good place. And then after that, we're just going to copy these two commands right here.
Where are they copying that from?
Their personal repository that they created.
Yeah, but what?
Oh yeah, so yeah, you need to create that. Don't add the README, just create like personal website. Yeah. Let me create repository, and then scroll down, it'll be git branch -m main and the git remote. And so this git remote add origin will actually link this local file to the GitHub's cloud system. So yeah, I'll just paste those commands inside my terminal. Looks good. I'm just gonna hit enter. And looks like I'm good there. Now, if I do a git push -u origin main, everything should be uploaded. It should say pushing refs. Yeah. So you should get a message that's similar to this, enumerating objects, counting, blah, blah, blah. And branch has been main. Now, if you've reached this step, you'll know you've reached this step if you refresh their Git repository page, and now all your files show up, just like that. Now I'm going to walk around, make sure you guys reach this step. Yeah.
Does it work the first time I did it? You do both commands at once, it does both.
Yeah.
What did you do after that?
I just do git push. Or I think you might have to run like a special git push -u origin main, but just try git push. Yeah, well, you need to run that one then. All right, how you guys doing?
So we went to those, look at the commit message. Oh, so sorry, this needs to be, instead of quotation, this key right here. Oh, so yeah, so you'll do git commit dash space, and then you'll do the quotation mark. No, you'll do the quotation mark first. So that's like part of the message. Yeah. Add personal website. Just enter, and there you go. Now once you want to copy these last three commands right here, so. Right. Oh, it's there's like more behind so I just recommend like copying like just from here to there. Yeah. So just basically run through those three commands, and then you should see your files. Okay, thank you. Are you on the same step?
Yes, this is filming.
Yes. Oh, that's true. You have a you'll probably need to run these two commands right here, the git config dash global dash user by email. My email? Yeah, you'll do like the quotations and then your email associated with it. And then you'll do the same with your name as well.
So like, okay. Like that?
Yeah. And then just like quote and we'll run that. It is not. Yeah, it's not good. Huh? Oh, okay.
And there, I'm adding screenshots as we go.
Is this okay, I'll run through another step, just in case this doesn't work. So you'll follow that step, okay? Okay. Looks like we're good.
Awesome. And now you just want to go down here and copy the last three commands, the git branch. You should just be able to copy that, paste it directly into the terminal. And awesome, you're good now, your reverse the page will be there.
I was trying to do that.
And does it say?
Oh, you need to add a space between the dash m. Oh, git commit dash m, that'll be git commit and then a space dash m.
Okay.
Yeah, just got the last three ones. And that should put you good. This is another way that you guys can do this. This is more if like your command line's kind of not set up. But you can just go to so I'll create another repository actually to demonstrate. -2. I'm gonna hit create repository. And now you'll also reach the same area. So there should be like a uploading an existing file link right here. Under the repository, you'll click that. It'll say drag files or add them to your repository. You're gonna click choose your files right here. And now this will bring up your Finder or your File Explorer if you're on Windows. So you'll go and find it where your repository is. For me, it was under Documents, vCard, Personal Portfolio, like that. And then I just want the entire thing as well. Let's see. Where we at? 7 more minutes, yeah. Yeah, there isn't a really good way to do this, but for starters, just add the index.html file, the txt, the license, the readme. Open that. And then you can just hit like commit changes. And it'll create something like that. This will create some errors down the road. So if you do go this approach, I'll talk about how you will fix this. But we're a little bit short on time, so I'm just going to move to the next step right now. So going back to your profile, let me find the repository that I was working in originally. So everyone should go to the settings page right here. You're going to go click pages at the left bar. It'll be at the very bottom of code and automation. You're going to go under branch right here. It'll say like GitHub branch is currently disabled, select whatever. So you'll click the none drop box, you'll click main, or it might say master, but you'll click that, hit main or master, and then you'll hit save. Awesome. And then it'll say GitHub pages sources saved. And then after that, you'll hit code at the top left, and you should see this yellow dot right here. If you click on it, it'll say like GitHub pages is building and deploying. And this will take like 2 to 3 minutes to sort of process your website, and then it should come up. So I'm gonna take this time to walk around and help any of you guys if you not reach this step.
So you added the files like last time. You as well. Okay, so,
This one's the second one you did, because for some reason I did not get access or something.
yeah, so it's basically like, if you just install Git or like command line, it's basically saying like, oh, like you're not verified, it needs to like know if you're actually signed in or not. And there's ways to do that, but we just don't have enough time to cover it today. But this will actually like, it'll break your website right now. Like you'll have the bare bone contents, but it won't be styled correctly. So I'll just walk you guys through how this is gonna work. So you're gonna click add file now. Yep, I'm gonna create this file. And then you're gonna name this file on the top left. It should say name. Call this assets / JS. Oh yeah, instead of a capital H, maybe should be put back. Oh, they didn't. You might need to cancel changes and pull back. Yeah, that sucks. Assets, do JS, and then go to your VS Code. We're basically just going to be copying very specific files over. So now, if you actually go to your assets and click the JS drop down menu, yeah, and then you see what is it called, script.js. So you'll click script.js. Just click inside the box, press Command or Control A, Control C, and you'll just paste that in there. And then instead of JS, you'll do / script.js or JS / you'll do a / and then script.js. And then you can change the font right here. And then for you, you'll do a / in the JS.
Is everybody else good?
I was going to go to one of the previous steps. Then do this one.
Yeah. And then you'll hit any changes. And now you'll need to do the same thing for the CSS file. Yeah, you just check it. Yeah. And now you just go back to the personal website. Yeah. And then you'll hit add file again. In the same process, you will need to do it through the CSS.
Okay.
Thank you. So I'm gonna refresh my GitHub page right now. It says some checks haven't completed yet, but that's literally just because I haven't refreshed the page.
No.
I'm gonna hit Command R. It should bring up a green check mark now. And then if you scroll down, it should say deployments right here. You'll click this. It should bring up the history of deployments, and then you'll click this little button right here. And this button will bring up the actual website that your personal website now. You'll look at the top and that's your link. So now anyone can access this link. I'm not sure. I don't think we have enough time to go into domain name services. But if you do have any questions about that, please DM me. I'm always open. My email is jolo@ucsd.edu. I'm also available on the DS3 Discord. I'm pretty much on all the time. So yeah. I'm just gonna go around these last few minutes, try and make sure everyone gets the website deployed. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So yeah, yours is gonna be the second wave. So you're gonna go to Chrome. And then yeah, you're gonna click on upload an existing file. Choose your files. And then it's gonna go, I'm not sure where it's what it's under, documents, vcard, yeah. You're just gonna highlight all of it, yeah. Yeah, open, and then you're gonna upload the CS. Just hit scroll down, and then you'll say commit changes. And then I'll be processing your files. There is an extra step that you need to do, but for now, let's just try and get you deployed. Hit settings. Right there. Pages. And then under branch, you can hit that, click main, save. Awesome. So now it's building right now. I'm gonna go around and check everyone else, but I'll come back with some extra stuff for you. How you guys do?
I just copied it.
CSS style. Yeah. So I think that should be all. Did you already set up your GitHub pages yet? Or like, did you go to like settings and then click pages and all that stuff?
Okay.
Okay, so now if you go back to your personal website and right here. Oh yeah, see right here, going to that deployment thing. Okay.
on that external link thing. Looks pretty good. One thing is the image is breaking. That's just because what is it called? Like you didn't upload the image to the repo, so you basically go through the same process with the CSS and JS files.
Okay,
But the,
would I just copy and paste like all the things?
yeah, gets Code's kind of stupid about not uploading the entire directory. But yeah,
Okay, so I'd have to like.
if you do have like a Google Drive photo, like if you've uploaded like a personal like photo of yourself on Google Drive, you can hit share photo and it'll give you like a link. You can just paste that link inside that image URL. So if you go back to VS Code, let me go to the next line. And then scroll all the way up. Be like, get a very top. No, don't worry about that.
Yeah, I think I was trying to get.
Scroll just kind of go down now. Oh yeah, so you can see this as image, where it says source, just paste the link to the Google Drive link. And then just push your changes like before,
Okay,
and then that should work.
for the picture.
Yeah, for the picture, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Be able to deploy the website? This is.
It is 5:30 if any of you guys need to.
You
go. Feel
Okay,
free.
yeah. But yeah, so if you want to make changes like your personal name, just change that HTML file, just do a git push, and that will update it to your personal.
Yeah.
How far are you guys? Got it?
Like,
Nice. And then here, let me give you some extra steps. So. One thing that kind of sucks about GitHub is you can't upload an entire directory, but you're gonna click add file, create new file. And now you're gonna do like assets. Or sorry, in the name of your file, and no, it's okay. Here, yeah, assets, and then / JS. And then / script.js. And now you're gonna go to your VS Code. Oh, no, sorry, not there. Just at the very bottom, you're gonna go and open VS Code. Looks like you're in full screen, so try pressing escape. Oh yeah, there. So just go to VS Code. Yeah, and then assets. Open up. Close that. In the images, sorry. Click OpenJS, script.js, and you're gonna click inside it, do a Command A. And I should highlight it, do a Command C now. And then now you're gonna go back to GitHub, do a Command V inside it, and commit those changes. Great, do you want to end the recording?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do a Command R, refresh the page.